Hello and welcome back to the Studded Garage. In the last video, I said that we had two brand new car models. And so in this video, I figured we can go over our brand new mid-engine entry-level supercar. Let's get to it. And just a quick reminder, if you do like today's video, remember to leave a like and maybe subscribe. And just to clarify, before we get started, this one right in the middle, it's still the same European JDM style sports car from the first introduction video, but it did get a little bit refreshment with these top plates. I bought a few more sets to get the black plates that I needed, and now we have this car here. So it's the same car, just looking a little bit better. Alrighty, so diving in, to start out, let's check this profile out. Look at that. That looks a lot like, to me, the Ferrari F40. That front end is not touching the table. It rolls freely and it does not scrape. If you hit a speed bump though, I can't make any promises. But with that rear spoiler, I think this is one of the prettiest profiles I have ever made, especially because this one, to me, it's a lot of subtle beauty, but in extravagant ways. And I mean that by it's got the really big spoiler, but it's very subtle. And it's got a bunch of grills on the back end, but it's very subtle. And then it's got this huge, wide front splitter, but again, it just matches the design. So it's so subtle. But to dive into some of the really distinct design features, let's talk about those back grills. So the back grills, to me, this is how the engine would be getting its cooling, along with the side intakes that are right in there, right there. But it's got some cool, kind of like the Lamborghini Huracan, where you've got those vents next to the back windshield. That's kind of like what you see in here. And then this would be kind of like where the I think it's radiators are. I could be totally making that wrong. Where Porsches are, you know, where right on the back end where it sucks in the air for the engine. So that is, to me, very retro and very cool. But with this back end, look at that. I designed this car's back end before the rest of the car. Ignore that blue, sorry, it was going blank. But I designed the back end before the rest of the car. I said it has to have a distinct, amazing back end, and that is what I came up with. I was just free building, and I said, all right, I'm gonna make a back end that speaks to the 90s, but in today's language, and I think I nailed it. But moving on, I don't want to float my boat too much. I can bring myself down again. We've got the regular side intakes, but now we've got this little arch that comes over them. On the last cars, they were a lot more exposed, but this to me looks really cool. But anyway, inside, we've got the fully built interior. So we've got red seats. This is a stick shift. If you can see that stick, there it is. We've got a speedometer, tachometer. We've got the air conditioning in the center. And then the passenger side is blank. Sorry, passenger. But we do have a fully built out center console. So we've got that stick, and then there's a little angled part that gets up onto the dashboard area, but it's kind of hard to see where it's before I take the roof off, which we're going to do in a second. But moving to the front, I love these new headlights. These are flat instead of the angled like the last car, but these are also lifted up a little bit, so they sit so that when you're on the side of the car, you can still see the headlights. Because technically, I think that's one of the pedestrian laws that real cars have. So, nice to see it here. Continuing with the front, we do have a frunk. So, in this car, it's not really built out, but in real life, there would be a frunk there. You could throw in a couple of duffel bags, take this thing out for the weekend. But with that, that's basically a lot of the design features and cues. But I want to take the roof off because I want to show you what's underneath that hood. And you can't really open the hood that much. You can lift it to about there, and then it hits right on the corner there. So let's put that back down, and then in there. There we go. And just to show you, these right here, this is a new design feature, this slant. This is trickling down from our new Halo model, but don't look at that because that's secret right now. We're going to get a new video for that in a minute. I think it's easier just to do one car in one video just so they're not too long. But anyway, let's get this roof off. Let's wiggle this off and bam. There's that center console I was talking about. The seats, the tachometer, the speedometer, the AC. And in this model, you would be able to see through the glass and into the back for that inline 6-cylinder. Excuse me. This car has a very simple engine, kind of like the Acura or Honda NSX from the 90s. I wanted something that wouldn't be too powerful, but something that would be really fun. This car actually weighs a lot more than the Halo model, so it would actually be kind of like driving a slow car fast more than driving a fast car slow kind of feel, if you get what I mean by that. But to me, that would be a whole lot more fun, just being able to floor it and not worrying about like complete loss of traction. You're just having fun banging through gears and back roads, going on a touring ride with your friends, whatever the thing may be. But anyway, with that, let me put the roof back on and we'll throw it on the scale. Alrighty, so now that we've got the roof back on, we can throw it on the scale. So just for reference, the last Halo model from the introduction video was 263 grams, so 263 grams. And also for reference, before we throw it on the scale, I forgot to even mention that this one weighs 270 grams. So remember that number, 270 grams. So let's throw this on and see what it compares with the 263. I will not reveal how much this one weighs yet, because we will get to that one in the next video. But with this one, let's go ahead and load her up, see how she weighs. Oh, the scale's not even on. There we go. Wait for that to 0. 283. So it's a heavy boy, but that is not 300 grams. I have built cars past 300 grams. So this, when I saw it, was immediately when I saw it, I was kind of disappointed. But then I thought, you know what? Makes sense. Putting in all the luxuries, manual transmission, all these types of things where it's just kind of like a reference to the retro style and all this type of stuff. And I built that back end before I put it on the car, so that back end definitely weighs a little bit more. But with that, after I thought about it, it just kind of it made more sense, is where I'm getting to. But this is one of the best models I've ever built, which is probably something I'll say after every model that I reveal. But this one has a beautiful silhouette, beautiful styling cues, and something that really stays true to our design, and also something that I know if it was real with that engine and this build and this layout, I know it would be super fun and super amazing to take out for the weekends. So anyway, take it easy. I hope you enjoyed. Please consider liking and subscribing if you liked today's video. If you want to know how to build these cars in a more detailed how to build video, I can make that. Just leave me a comment down below and let me know. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Peace.